morning, guys. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Ria and Alka show. We are so grateful that every day you are tuning in and we are providing value. I mean, that's the most important. Last week, we shared a new topics about success and money mindset. Where is your mindset when it comes to money? And so today we are going to be sharing, Ria is actually going to be sharing a topic from her book, from Robert Kiyosaki. So without further ado, it's good morning from me. My name is Alka.
And my name is Ria. Good morning and welcome to our show.
So Ria, good morning, and I will pass the mic on to you.
Thank you, Alka. So today's topic is all about Rich Dad, Poor Dad's book, Increase Our Financial IQ. And I'm going to share with you, it's still part of the author's note, a paragraph. I'm going to read to you a paragraph because I think the paragraph is very important to changing our current financial mindset. So the heading goes, Obsolete Advice. Today, many financial experts continue to recommend work hard, save money, get out of debt, live below your means, and invest in a well-diversified portfolio of mutual funds. The problem with this advice is that it is bad advice, simply because it is obsolete advice. The rules of money has changed. They changed in 1971. Today, there is a new capitalism, saving money, getting out of debt, and diversifying work in the era of old capitalism. Those who follow the work hard and save money mantra of old capitalism will struggle financially in the era of new capitalism. So that is the old obsolete advice in the old capitalistic society. And I do believe that working hard, saving money, getting out of debt, live below your means, and investing in a well-diversified portfolio of mutual funds may have slight truth to it, but it's not the whole 100% truth to it. So what I can share with you guys is, yes, we do have to work hard. And in today's world where there's online, where it's very easy for us to do business, to do commerce everywhere in the world, it's also very important that we work smart. We have to use today's technology. We are evolving. And so we can't just have the old knowledge from before. We have to adapt and to change. So yes, we have to work hard and we have to work smart. We have to have the e-commerce, the online business. And if you do not have one, then it's time for us to learn how to get started in the online, in the e-commerce business. Now, before I proceed, what are your thoughts, Alka, about working hard?
Ria, you know what? When you think about working hard, I mean, what comes to my mind? I mean, 100% you have to work hard. There is no way, there is no shortcut when you are looking to how to develop the future for you and your family. What are you doing? What are the means that you are going to take your family to the future? So generating money, wealth creation, you got to work hard for it. I mean, there's no shortcut. You know, Ria, the old adage was that, you know, people had this limiting beliefs around money, right? Like money grows on trees, money is evil, money is the root of all cause of all evil. And how come, you know, the wealthy people get rich? So when I look at the principles of money, and when I think about working hard, is what I want to share, Ria, is that, you know, when immigrants come to, they come to a different country, they work hard. Because you know why they work hard? Because they already know the principles. They know what it takes. They hustle, they grind to make a living for themselves. So, you know, that is very admirable. You know, they leave their country, go to a foreign country. They don't know anyone yet, and yet they are hungry. As Les Brown says, you got to be hungry, because if you're not hungry, you are not living and you are disintegrating. So I love that, Ria, that you've got to work hard. There is no shortcut to wealth creation. There is no shortcut. You got to work for it.
Thank you, Alka. So the second old obsolete advice would be to save money. So yes, there is truth to saving money. However, we cannot just save and park our money. We need to know how to grow that money. We need to learn how to multiply that money. So in today's world, if we put all our money in the bank, we're going to be beaten up by inflation. For every dollar we put in, it's losing us 50 cents. 50 cents. So our $1 is no longer $1 in today's world. It's 50 cents. Why? Because of inflation. The cost of goods, the cost of labor goes up. So if we just save our money and we do not know how to multiply it, it's gonna be a liability for us. So yes, save money, but we have to learn, we have to know how to make our money work harder for us and not just us working harder for it. So yes, have a savings account, have an emergency account for 6 to 9 months or up to a year, but then the rest of it, we have to learn how to deploy it to have our dollars working harder for us.
So work smarter, not harder, is the essence. Working smarter, knowing how you can leverage. So Ria, you know, what comes to mind is that when you, so when we talk about, you know, savings, you got to save money. You got to have a nest egg, because you never know when you might need that. You never know when there could be an emergency. There could be like a disaster might happen. Interest rates go up, inflation goes up. So what would be some of the factors that viewers listening would need to know? How can they just go about it? What would they need to do so they can have a nest egg, you know, for whatever may happen? What would you say to that?
So we always have to have several drips of income. If we study the rich and the wealthy, they have multiple drips of income. So it's not just having a defense, right? We have to have both offense and defense. So we cannot just rely on one salary. We cannot just rely on one form of income. We have to realize that if we just rely on one form of income, if we lose our job, if we lose that one income, then catastrophe, emergency happens. So always have other forms of income. So that's where the defense is, right? So for me in my household, currently I lay down my white coat as a physician. So we were, well, my husband is still a W-2 employee. I laid down my white coat and now I have other forms of income. So when you're an employee, you will have retirement account provided by your employers, but not all employers provide the 401k or the retirement account. So that retirement account, if your employee does provide it to you, yes, you can put some, but not all of it into your retirement account. If your employer matches, here in the USA, the employer would match. If you put in $1, your employer may match 50 cents for every dollar that you put in. So that's free money. So you put in as much as what your employer would put in. Next, if you've exhausted that route, then divert that other active form of money to other means. So what do? I use our active money After putting in into the emergency account, after putting in into the retirement account, I use the rest of our active money in the investment. But before I do that, I invest in my personal development, because I cannot just deploy our active money blindly. I cannot just say, hey, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to invest in some kind of software development. I need to know what I'm using that money. It's good to just park it for a couple of months when you are studying that other form of investment. And when you have that knowledge, when you know what you are doing, then you can deploy that. So in our situation, I studied apartments. So before I bought a lot of properties, I learned more about apartments. I learned about finance. I learned to love math. So that's what I did. So we have to have other forms of income. Now, our other forms of income, aside from the apartments, we have parking spaces that we rent out to our tenants. That's still a form of active income. So we're just not reliant on one form on our W-2. We're just not relying on our apartments, but we also have other forms of income, and that is through the renting out of parking spaces and or garages. The other forms of income that we can think of is, like I said earlier, we are in the e-commerce, the online space. That's the technology right now, whether we accept it or not, it's here. So in order for us to be better and be prepared for the future, we have to adapt. And how do we adapt? It's to have an online business. So what me and Alka are doing, we're providing value to you, and we're trying to have our online business as well. We are sharing our knowledge to each and every one of you guys, because we have done it. We have done our apartment business. So if you're interested to learn more, we are here to provide education to you. We are here to be your mentors so that we can hold hands with you as you learn more about your apartment space. So those are things that we can be prepared for our future, is having not just one, not just two, but multiple drips of income, multiple flows.
Exactly. Love that. So Ria, when you so essentially, if you're a W-2 employee, you have your 9 to 5. So if you are looking to get into apartments, or you get into investments in real estate, I guess the key would not be wise to let go of your first stream of income and go into your second hustle. That would not be wise.
That is correct, Alka. It would not be wise, because number one, you will need money, right, when you buy the properties. So in the beginning, when you're starting out in the apartment space, let's say you have one or two, you cannot just quit on your job. It's very important to stay with your job only until your apartment business is able to supplement, to replace your active income. Can you then lay down your active W-2 employee position and then go full-time into the apartment business? But only then, when your apartments are able to replace that active income. So when we started, I did part-time physician work and part-time apartment investing. I just didn't quit. I wanted to make sure that I'm doing the right thing for me and my family. I could not just give up my medical degree, which I earned, for more than 10, 15 years to become a doctor.
Wow.
I could not just give it up. So I want to make sure that I am doing the right thing.
Because if you gave up your primary source of income, that could be risky. Because we don't have a crystal ball. We can predict if our second hustle, the second business that we desire to get into, is going to be successful. If it is successful, congratulations, and that is amazing. But 9 times out of 10, just going and quitting on your first stream of income and going right into your second business is very risky. So as Ria mentioned, do not quit on your first first position of income that you are in, but develop your second stream whilst you are in your first job that you have. So develop on that second job that you are endeavoring to get into. So Ria, one quick question. You talk about active income. Now, what is the difference that viewers might they might be listening and thinking, okay, what is active? What is the difference between active, passive, and earned income?
So yes, 𝗥𝗵𝗲, there are three forms of income, three buckets of income. One is your active or earned income. So this is where your W-2 employee work provides you the active income. You're earning for it. You're trading your time for money. The second bucket of income is called passive income. So this is where the apartment, the real estate falls into. And the third bucket of income is from our stocks, the dividends, the distributions. So those are the three forms of income. Active, which is from your job. Passive, such as real estate. Third is from your stocks, dividends, and distributions.
I see. Okay, well, that really clarifies that, because sometimes we just get stumbled upon what different terms mean. And so thank you, Ria, for clarifying that. And viewers, I hope you're getting a lot of value from what Ria has been sharing, and I hope you're getting value from what we have been talking about last week. But we have come to the end of our segment. But thank you always for tuning in. Thank you always for being so valuable in watching our segments. And however we can provide value from our experiences, we are more than happy to do that, because at the end of the day, working together, whatever endeavor that you guys want to get into, even if it's real estate can be a beast. But if you know exactly what it is, and you've done all the crunch numbers around that properties, then it is easy. Nothing is difficult, but it's only how we perceive that to be, right? So guys, thank you so much for tuning in on this Monday, beautiful morning here in Toronto. I'm not sure where you are, Ria. Hopefully it's sunshine. But thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow at the same time, same space. So take care, and we will see you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day. Bye.